Good morning, just getting my chores done. Something a little bit different for this week's episode. We'd like to take you on a farm visit. We recently did another one at Range Homestead. Jeff and Michelle out there, they were raising chicken in an ethical, regenerative fashion, if you like, and we've just found a beef producer here. We've been getting beef from them, and we reached out to them and wondered if we could come out and do an interview with them, because trying to source ethical beef that's being raised in a regenerative fashion is quite important to us. So this is not a paid endorsement. These guys haven't given us any money, but we do want to support things that work and that are also restoring the countryside, if you like. So why don't you just come along with us and we'll go and meet the Ryans. All right, we're here at Lake Janis farm, and we wanted to come and see where our meat came from. Pascal, would you like to do some introductions?
Yes, this is Julia and Dean Ryan.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah. So we were super impressed. We got half a cow.
We did.
We got half a cow. We split a cow with some of our friends, and Pascal's been raving, so we thought we'd better come out here and share with you where it came from. What you've got going on here is a little bit unusual. You don't use the standard meat cows that are used everywhere else?
Yeah, that's right. We're using a Jersey steer. So Jersey's a milking breed.
Yep.
So it produces really creamy, rich, high butterfat milk.
Not the steers.
No. And traditionally the Jersey steer has been like a byproduct of the dairy industry, and it's because of the yellow fat, it's sort of been associated with eating old cow, which has got yellow fat as well.
Huh.
So what we discovered was that the meat and the yellow fat is on the Jersey is actually really sensationally tasty and tender, and it tastes a lot like a creamy buttery taste.
It's exactly what we found.
Yep.
And we rented out some tallow.
We did.
And it looks like butter.
It's the best tallow we've ever had. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Beautiful. Yeah.
We're getting that report from a lot of customers
Yeah.
and butchers that it just tastes like, like it's butter.
Yeah.
Have you put butter in this? No, it's just the meat. You know?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
We found ours was pretty marbled. How long have you guys been doing this now?
Oh gosh, we've only been under 2 years doing the actual Jersey
Yeah.
beef.
And how much variability have you seen with the meat products that's coming out, like with the marbling texture and stuff like that? Pretty promising?
Yeah, no, the marbling actually, we're actually improving our techniques and actually getting more marbling and getting it more consistent.
More consistent, okay.
Yeah, so we're refining our feeding, how we feed them.
Yep.
And these steers are on magnificent pastures. Like we've got centre pivot irrigation, and that just grows a phenomenal amount of feed in the summer when normally we'd be dry here. So we can feed these animals year round.
Yep.
Which makes the marbling better, because they're constantly growing, and marbling's to do with excess energy. So once you get that excess energy, they start to marble up.
Yeah, okay.
So they're on green feed like all year round.
All year round.
No grain, and that's the interesting thing. We're getting Jersey's marbling on grass.
Yeah.
No grain.
Yep. And traditionally that marbling you'd find only in a grain-fed product.
Yes,
Mostly, yeah.
exactly. So Wagyus are on grain for
Yeah.
over a year just to get high levels of marbling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our grass-fed marbled meat is a lot healthier
Yeah.
than the grain-fed, because we're getting all those vitamins and minerals out of the grass, and the grass is also multi-species.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we've got herbs, which is chicory and plantain. We've got legumes, which is perennial clovers,
Yep.
and perennial ryegrass. So
I guess you know what's going into your cows because you're feeding them that grass. So because you're the steward of that pasture, like it's not like some grain where you have to take the word of whoever's selling you the grain. You know what it is that you're giving those cows.
That's right. Yeah. No, it's, they're only eating good stuff. Yeah. Jersey breeds really are gentle,
Friendly, docile.
Yeah, they're brought up in dairies where they've always got electric fences, and they're just a joy of a cattle to work with. You get them in the yards and they just sit there. And
I wanted to ask that because you said you had Angus before. It's like a bit of an intangible. Did you notice anything in the temperament?
Yeah.
big difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
If you bought Angus steers in here and you'd be running around fixing fences for the first week because they'd be broken
Right.
out, and the Jerseys get off the truck and then they want to come up and lick you. You know,
Yeah.
it's sort of,
That's got to have, that's got to have an impact on the taste then. Like if they lead a casual life, you're not stressed out at them.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, there's that guy. He's just going
Yeah.
to move us onto some more grass.
And you'll see, you know, if you go into the paddock and you're there, you'll end up just being surrounded by Jerseys.
We've had a bit of a focus on regenerative techniques ever since we came here to the southwest, which is where we are, the southwest of Australia. Regen techniques, is that what you...
yeah, that's what we're doing, and that's part of that multi-species
Yep.
approach as well.
Can you give us just a quick overview of like how you're managing it?
So the multi-species, to get a microbial association with the pasture, you sort of need at least 4 species, and then you sort of get a bit of what I call a quorum of different types of microbes living off, or communities living off each species of grass, and that's when you start to get this the whole microbial association increases. That's unlocking nutrients out of the soil that were locked up.
Yep.
They're depositing carbon from the air into the soil. It just makes the whole thing just starts to grow better and better.
You get that synergy happening and it just takes off.
Yeah, so on our centre pivot, we're actually growing a huge amount of grass with virtually no fertiliser.
Wow.
So where normally you'd probably be putting a lot of nitrogen on
Yeah.
and other fertilisers, but it just seems to be getting sort of self-sustaining. The grain-fed and the grass-fed, I think the difference that I can understand is the grain-fed's probably got more the trans fats,
Yep.
and then the grass-fed's more the polyunsaturated. So apparently the polyunsaturated fats, the message from your stomach to your brain is quicker to tell you that you're full.
Oh, satiated. Okay.
Yeah, and we do find that the Jersey does seem to
Fill you up.
pretty quick.
Yeah,
strong agree.
we agree.
And you're sort of
Yeah.
you're looking at the rest of the plate and going, how can I eat this? But your brain just...
We share one of your T-bones, and like
Yeah,
that's
it's
like,
a
normally I'll
mission.
just be like,
Yeah.
but yeah, we split that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we're definitely
very full.
We can endorse that.
And that's what
from
we're
our
on about
experience.
here. It's like we just want to get really high nutrient density in our produce.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
it's all the health benefits, and that's the way like we're trying to manage the land so that we're getting the best in our produce.
Yeah. So are you moving because you've got quite high density just looking out over the field there, you're moving them around a bit?
Yeah,
Yes.
so that's part of this regen ag is actually move the cattle quick in big mobs and fast. So you go into a paddock, you crash graze it, and you don't eat it all, and then you move on to the next paddock.
Mm-hmm.
So it's replicating the wild system like the African savanna.
Yep.
Where you got big mobs of herbivores getting corralled by the predators, and they're sort of keeping them close and moving them quickly across that Serengeti sort of places, and then that allows the pasture to come back quick and regenerate, and it's sort of the animals are depositing their microbes through their urine and their saliva, and moving that along and re-inoculating, and that's the system that I think we're just growing a lot more grass, huge amount more grass since we've moved to that system.
Noticeably more.
Yeah, no, it's unbelievable actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, I guess you subscribe to the theories of Alan Savory, because I was reading that when we were still sailing around, and it led us to try out what we're doing now on a much smaller scale. You know, only 9 acres with a couple of pigs, but we're seeing even that is just really, really quick turnaround. The chickens that we had, you know, that we raised, all of those theories seem to hold true to us. You know, and, it's only early days yet for us. But yeah, we think it's totally valid.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, this year's been a very cold, wet winter, particularly in June, and you know I drive around everywhere and hardly see a blade of grass, but we keep moving our cattle into pretty good tucker all the time. And I was thinking, well,
We haven't seen that.
either we're understocked or we're growing more grass. I'm not sure exactly which one, but
Don't look understocked.
there's something going on here. You know that.
So that whole pivot area that we'll go up and have a look
Yeah.
at, I mean, there's all, you know, different paddocks. It's all like cell grazing, and they'll just literally get moved through. This is the whole process, and then we move them around the farm.
So in the summer on that pivot, there's 13 paddocks, and they're 2 days in each paddock.
Yep.
So it's a 26-day rotation.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just jump in now. If you're not sure, we've talked about centre pivots a few times. That's a system of irrigation where you've got like a big long pipe, essentially with a wheel on the end, right? And the pump, as it goes, it just spins around and it pivots around a central pump point.
Yeah.
And it's not just cattle that you're raising here on the farm. What else are you producing here?
So in the livestock, we've got sheep, mainly ultralights.
Yep.
And then on the horticultural side, we've got organic avocados here, right behind us, and we've got gold kiwi fruit over there.
Yep.
And we also do have another organic lemon orchard as well that we're just sort of sitting on at the moment because we just kind of run out of time. But we'll get to that.
Yeah. Do the sheep follow the cows, or how does that work with the sheep?
They do.
Yep.
So we got they are following along, and they're eating their money for the weeds.
Yep.
So instead of we used to go through and spray herbicides, and never used to really do the soil much good.
No.
Now we've got the sheep, the weeds are all gone.
Amazing. That's
The
really
weeds have
great.
been turned into food.
So the food that the cows don't eat, the sheep come and clean up.
They'll eat different.
Yeah.
They eat different things for the cows. The cows will miss that, but the sheep will eat it.
That's really cool.
The ultra white breed has a fat that's a lower melting point,
Okay.
so it doesn't give you that lardy.
Oh, that hard,
That fuzzy mouth thing.
Yeah.
You don't get that.
Yeah.
hard fat from lamb.
And because they're grass fed as well, the reports back from the butchers and the customers have been extremely good. Like some butchers are saying it's the best lamb they've eaten.
Oh, wow.
And that's a fairly new development too for you?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
We've never done sheep.
Never done
He-
sheep.
well, he's never even, farmed sheep. So
Yeah.
that was a big learning curve.
We
too.
just got them really for the weeds, and because they shed the wool,
Yep.
it was
Easy,
easy to
yeah.
manage.
Yeah,
No flies and the thing where you rub the skin off, the mulesing. And
We don't
Yeah.
have to do any of that.
yeah.
none of that.
None of
No fly
that.
strike. It was just they're like running cattle. But
Yeah.
all of a sudden, people were just saying how good the meat was, and okay,
That's
well,
just
let's,
expanded,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that Lake Janis?
Exactly.
That is
And it goes
an
around.
amazing
It's quite big.
body of water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys make that? Like,
Yeah,
build the dam?
there was a series of dams. It actually supersedes about 4 different dams,
Oh,
and we just never built a dam big enough. So we thought, bugger it, we'll just build a big one at the bottom and cover all the rest up, and be done with it. And then we're drought proofed.
Yep.
And we've probably got 2 years of supply of water.
So we raised the wall up at one end, flooded all of them out, so they're all joined now. So it's one big lake, and it actually does go right around that bend, so it's actually quite big.
So Lake Janis was up. We named it after my mother, Janis, and she passed away when we were building the lake, and she was a pretty big part of developing this farm, and so we decided to name it after her.
so we've found here in the southwest, we've got great rainfall and everything else like that, but last summer was particularly dry.
Yes.
And that has been the limit to growth. So in the middle of winter, not here because it's lush, but where we are in the middle of winter, things really slow down. And in the middle of summer, there's no rain. So our growing seasons are really only autumn and spring where we are, but you guys have cracked it. So summer is. You've got 3 growing seasons really, and then winter slow down, or
Yeah, we got more grass in summer now than winter.
Amazing.
amazing.
Before we had more, obviously a lot more winter.
Yeah. Well, we definitely noticed that with our veggie garden. It was the only bit that got,
Green.
that got the water, and it was just booming because so much insulation, like so much energy was coming into it. Naturally, our goats were just like, whoa, green square, and we had to reinforce it.
Yeah. So you grew up farming with your parents, or?
Yes, I did. We were potatoes
Yep.
and beef.
Yep.
And then grew for the Potato Marketing Board, which was a great institution. And then that left. When that went, we had to decide to diversify.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
We try to. That's why we sort of end up doing so many different things, and we really look for more niche areas because potatoes are quite a commodity based thing.
Yeah.
We're always looking for something that no one else has got, or
Yes.
something that's sort of.
Which is what we've done now with the Jersey beef and the kiwi fruit. So they're both really new and unique.
Yeah.
And organic avocados because not
And
really.
high quality lamb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well that's
Crappy
right.
land
Now
out
we're
there.
doing that.
The land just looks amazing for the middle of winter. So you're also improving that land.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
That was
We want to build the carbon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you get that carbon in the soil, well, you're helping the climate thing, but also stores more water, it's more nutrients stored there and releases it. It's just so much better if you can get more carbon in.
Yeah, we're really trying.
Yeah.
All of our inputs, we're trying to do that. When we first came, we had some advice that, this place needs NPK and all the things. And I mean, we were just like, well, okay, we'll take that on board, but we'll just try it with food through our pigs first. And collecting the neighbours' leaves and waste and stuff like that, spoiled straw, anything.
Spoiled hay,
and it definitely works.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly.
It's all I can say. Well, before we go off for a nice walk around, can people find you on the internet?
Yes.
Social media?
Yes.
Yeah, so we're Lake Janis Farm on Facebook and Instagram.
Yep.
Website's still under construction, and that's...
We know that feeling.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
We just haven't got any time. To do it. So those two mediums are the best, and you can message us directly from
And there's a heap of photos and comments on that social media of the meat, the marbling.
And if people want to try your beef, how can they do that?
Well, I always post up on social media our full list of suppliers.
Okay.
So that's always pinned up at the top of the page. And you're welcome to always just give us a direct messenger message. So you can get it from a butcher, or you can do what you guys did and get a half a carcass custom butchered. And then just in our little local area at the moment, we're offering like 10 kilogram meat boxes as well.
How far is your local? Is that the Shire of Warren? Or?
Pemberton and Manjimup.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Bit of Bridgetown sometimes.
Well, people can drive to us,
We're open to doing meat boxes elsewhere, but we sort of got to do a minimum quantity.
Yeah, okay.
So it's sort of...
So people will be able to figure that out if they're here in Western Australia.
Well, just the reason we brought them to here was that people were asking for it, and we couldn't get it through the local butchers to do it, so we had to bring it in. So that was a way of... So people could try it. You get 10 kilos of the same quantities that you normally get in the ratios in a carcass, so you get a bit of everything.
Yep.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That's really great.
They've been really popular, actually.
Yeah, it's more accessible than, it's a big commitment getting half a cow.
We went and bought a reason for it.
Which is what we'll share with you a few of the things that we've been doing with
cooking.
It is more cost effective getting half a cow.
Yeah. But you need the freezer space and you need the money, and that doesn't suit everybody. Particularly if they've got a small kitchen and not space. But, our butchers now are spread out all around WA. We haven't gone into state as yet, and we're also getting quite a lot of high profile restaurants who are jumping on board now as well, which is great.
Yeah.
Okay, really good.
Yeah.
Well, as usual, whenever we, any time we talk about social media, the links are in the description box, so you can check that out. But for now, thank you for taking the time to have us out here, because we didn't understand how busy farmers are until we try to hand out it.
I can't even imagine.
It's pretty constant, no days off.
All right, well, let's go and have a little bit of a look around.
Great.